So the question I was going to ask you, and I know that I'm going to be the negative Nelly, the negative Nancy amongst some of our viewers here, but one of our esteemed viewers asked this question at the start of the show, and I feel I should ask you this question, Logan.
Mm-hmm.
There's more money that's going to be out there because the buyout for Willie Taggart ends after the 2022 season. That's when his buyout is up. We're stopped paying him. The question was asked by one of our viewers, so I will ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Does Mike Norvell get fired if Florida State finishes 6-6? It's a legitimate question because of the fact that it would still give him a losing record over his 3 seasons as a head coach. So he has to go 9-4 or better to have a winning record after his 3rd season. So with that being said,
are we back to the
are
we on the March questions again? We got fall camp going on.
It's a valid question that
I have zero clue at that point. I think Alfred keeps them, but I don't. It just depends on who you beat, though. To be honest.
So if he's 6-6, and let's say it's a
beats Miami.
Let's say it's a split against Miami and Florida, you think he stays? If he beats one of the in-state teams.
That'd just be one more game from last year. I don't. Alfred's kind of being a little vicious from what we've learned. Doesn't have a lot of patience. They're building a lot. They're building a lot out of Norvell. You just don't. I don't know. I don't know the money situation and what they'd want to do there. I mean, you're about to break ground in December on a football-only facility. It's definitely not good enough. I mean, what does that put you in the ACC? Like 5th in division, 4th in division.
I think you have to win 7 games. I think for his job to stay safe, I think you have to win 7 games. And I predict they would go 8-4 before the bowl game. I legitimately think there has to be, because there was a 2-game improvement in 2021 over 2020. So I think by keeping that mentality, 2-game improvement will be a 7-5. I think that shows, like you said, the way things go. How much does the finish the 2020 go? Well, I think that does have something to do with it, but I think that's going to improve as the season goes. And we talked about it. I think, if Florida State goes out, and that's why I said the LSU game is beyond important. National TV, you're playing an SEC opponent, essentially on the road. I mean, it's a neutral site game, but it's on the road essentially. I think if they beat LSU, I think you're going to see a couple of recruits who are going to either maybe outright change their commitments or at least plan some visits to Tallahassee. If you beat Miami, there's a couple of Miami guys that I know are not totally 100% sold on being committed to Miami at this rate. So you can flip a couple of guys there. I think that's how the season is going to play out. But I to touch on what Logan said, I think the athletic director, Mike Alford, has made it very clear what his expectations are. I mean, you basically ran a soccer coach out that had won 3 national titles in 8 seasons. The longtime women's basketball coach left. It seems like nobody really wants to stick around for this guy. And I think he's made it very clear what his expectations are. So I think anything less than a 7-5 regular season, anything less than 8 wins, including a bowl game, I don't know if Mike Norvell will have a choice at that rate. I agree. I think Mr. G14 classifies correct. I think 8 wins, including the bowl game, has to happen.
Yeah, I think really this is what's going to come down to. If Jordan Travis is healthy, you get an excuse if he's not. I don't think if they're throwing out Tate Rodemaker for 2 of the games, 3 of the games, whatever ends up happening, if it be so, all FSU fans should do everything imaginable the night before the game to get down and pray to whatever they do. Either it's a Whataburger sign, a Krispy Kreme sign, or really a church or something, anything religious that you believe in, they should pray towards it that Jordan Travis stays healthy throughout the season. If Jordan Travis is healthy through the season, they would have won 2 more games last year. Potentially 1 more, but if you head into the season, more depth. I mean, I still think Florida State wins 2 more games this season, in my opinion, and I'm leveraging off of Jordan Travis staying healthy. If he's not, things are going to go. Things will not go so great. I'm seeing signs from Tate Rodemaker. Duffy's still a true freshman. I don't want to throw Duffy out there this season. I don't want to do that.
Do not put this voodoo out there, Logan.
Not doing it.
Do
That's what I'm saying. Pray to whatever you pray to.
Jordan Travis's high school coach seemed to think he's going to be a Heisman Trophy contender. I mean, I get that there's personal loyalty, but I don't think Jordan will be making a trip to New York in the second weekend of December.
I think this framework on Norvell is pretty reasonable. If he goes 5-7, he's gone. He's gone. If he goes 8-4, he secured his job. If he goes 6-6 or 7-5, it's going to be taken into consideration. What does the recruiting look like, and how competitive were they in their losses? Right. And losing to Clemson on a last-second field goal and losing, and they're going 7-5, 6-6, but they look really good and competitive against the better teams in their schedule. And the recruiting class comes in top 15 to 20 in the country, then that's going to help.
If your losses are LSU, Clemson, Miami, NC State, and I'm trying to think the other toughest team on our schedule, and Wake Forest. Let's say those are our 5 losses. You could argue those are 5 good teams, Clemson a very good team, that you lost to. But it's if you lose to the Georgia Techs, if you lose to the Boston colleges, if you lose to the Louisville. Oh wait, I predicted we'd lose to both Louisville and Georgia Tech. But if you lose to bad teams and you're 6-6 limping over the finish line, that's going to be where the problem comes in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just got to be good competitive battles there in a lot of these games, and Florida State did that against Clemson. I think us as people that cover them, and then FSU fans, get the reasons of being a little concerned heading into any season now. And there was a lot of torment throughout this offseason and what went down on the recruiting side. Let's go back to what we saw last season, the way they finished off the season. I know that UF game they should have never lost. That's something that I still think the team was immature, and I don't know what's going on there coaching-wise. I liked what I saw from, and it's time to start talking Norvell and his offense. I like that now this is solidified. This is what Norvell is going to be calling. And watching him on the headset yesterday, be able to have all 3 quarterbacks make a drive down the field on a really good defense, that's promising. I'm telling you, that's something very promising. That was the first day, Norvell. You'll have a couple teamwork. So teamwork means you're doing 11 on 11. You're throwing out your first team, you're throwing out your second team. He'll do that in the first little bit of practice, and he'll go do your drills, you'll do special teams, all that. We spent the last 45 minutes doing 11 on 11, and Mike Norvell chopped up an offensive game plan for every running back, every quarterback, wide receiver sets, and first team, second team, third team, and they all went down the field. And that's something not easy. I think something that's not going to be easy for opponents to do this upcoming season. And that was all under Mike Norvell and calling the plays, and got to be there right next to him. I like to go to the end zone view. I like to see what's going on, what the quarterback's reading, what he's missing. And Mike Norvell, sitting there calling everything. That offense is quick. Offensive line is moving. That's something that, at least after reflecting after this last week, I have a little bit more hope that this offense, if it can find a groove, and it's all under now Mike Norvell. This is all on his shoulders. A little bit was on Kenny Dillingham there and them splitting duties and whatever type of situations. This is now on Norvell, and what he did at Memphis, it's finally coming into a full groove here in his 3rd year.
Of course, what do I know? Because I apparently have no faith at all in my alma mater, according to Jacob. So it's okay. No faith at all. Just buy season tickets for a team that goes 3-6 the year before. Continuously support my team every single week with Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, and Logan Robinson. But no, Jacob, no faith at all. None. None. Your blind loyalty in Logan, who's just trying to get your page views. Go check out Nolan Game Day. Give him your page views. That's all he's doing. He agrees with me. Logan texts
me. Click the read mores.
Logan all the time texts me and says, "You're right. I can't agree with you because I got to get these page views. I got to get clicks.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. So it's fine, guys. Go ahead. You go with Logan. It's fine.
Just hit the read mores. Whenever you get done reading that full article, and make sure you go through all the ads too. But after you swipe through everything, go hit the read more, and then go read that one. And then there's always read mores in there. So definitely go keep reading.
And check out the Discord too, right? Yeah, beat you to it. There you go. There you happy? You happy? I sent
Mark was ready to lead it. Mark was ready.
I was.
Mark was ready to lead it.
We got Jason on board now to lead the Discord discussion. There it is, folks. It's right there.
I got the Biggie shirt today. I'm choosing Violence Day. That's what's happening. So let's do it.